We spoke briefly at the campaign as well about the pillars for a better Winnipeg: safe neighborhoods, accountability at City Hall, and leadership that will take action. It's only right that after 4 years of voicing my concerns and sharing with you the dysfunction of the budgeting system within City Hall, that I make this announcement today. You've heard not only me talk about nearly 50% of the city is kept out. They're locked out from behind closed doors. Now, over my time of the 4 years in council voicing this, I did so as a former business owner and a senior corporate executive, because I clearly understand the roles and responsibilities of a management team and of a board of directors. In this case, City Council is your board of directors. It is our job to make sure that we provide you value as shareholders, to ensure that every dollar you spend is being spent properly, that you're not paying $3 for something when you and I could go pay $1. City Council is responsible for how your hard-earned tax dollars are spent to ensure you are receiving the services you're paying for and the services you expect and the services you deserve. As City Councilor for Charleswood, Tuxedo Westwood, I began to hold Council and City Hall accountable on day one. I wanted to talk about and find out how money is raised, how it's spent, and most importantly, how it is reported to you. Does Winnipeg have a revenue problem, or does Winnipeg have a spending problem? We need to get to the bottom of that and share those details with you. But it can change, and it can change for the better. How do we achieve that? I mean, over the last 4 years, we've put motions forward. We've put forward a motion for zero-based budget reviews. The EPC members selected by the mayor and the budget working group didn't want that. Zero-based budget reviews have saved the city of Calgary, it's on their website, millions and millions and millions of operating dollars. It's worth a read. On October 8th, 2019, I introduced the budget formulation process, and it was voted down. A third attempt to bring financial accountability to City Hall was on June 23rd, 2021. I introduced a policy to appoint all members of council to the budget working group. The intention was to make sure every voice was heard in every area of the city. This is critical. I hear this from residents on a regular basis. I'm getting emails and social media messages today saying, will you make sure every councillor is heard? Yes, I will make sure that every councillor is heard. In fact, we will make sure that they have the answers they need. The current big mayor approach of hand selecting who will be on the budget working group is failing, and it's failing miserably. We cannot have nearly 50% of elected officials not at the table and not sharing your concerns and representing you. We will not allow that anymore. We have heard you, we have heard the councillors that have been left out, and we respect their thoughts on this. And we, as mayor, will provide policies and objectives that have achievable deliverables, not big promises to try and buy your vote. These are going to be achievable deliverables. So I'm proud to commit today that all of Winnipeg will have a voice at the budget working group on day one. As Mayor of Winnipeg, we will immediately appoint all members of council to the budget working group. We will direct the public service to provide all necessary budget information to all members of council and to respond to questions from councillors with respect to the formulation of the budget, expenses that have increased or decreased, to respond to councillors within 72 hours. We will give councillors more than just a week or two to review the budget that has already been printed. We will present a draft capital and operating budget with separate recommendations from each department for consideration and discussion by all of council, so we can sit at that table together. We will present the proposed capital project summary listing as separate recommendations for consideration by consent organized by the department, and that any member of council may identify projects that they wish to debate and get more information on. This is critical. We will also sit down as a council, each and every one of us equally voted, to talk about the city's priorities. When councillors are knocking on your door You're telling them their concerns. They are sharing your priorities with City Council. And we need to listen to those priorities. Not the priorities of those that are just filtering the budget down to us, but your priorities, the ones paying the bills. That will happen again on day one. It won't be easy. I know the establishment will push back on this, and I know some members of council that have been a part of that establishment for a while may criticize it. But it's necessary. It doesn't have to be easy. It's necessary. And it will be worth it. It will put more pressure on the mayor's office, and I would welcome that. It's the job of the mayor to represent all people of Winnipeg, and the only way to do that is engage with every councillor, and that will be done. It wasn't done in the 2000s. It wasn't done in 2010. It hasn't been done. It will be done on October 27th, 2022. I assure you that I'm going to roll up my sleeves, and I will work with all elected officials to pass a budget that is in the best interest of every neighborhood in Winnipeg, not a select few. It's my obligation and my job to represent all of you, all taxpayers in Winnipeg, in every area of this great city, and I will do that. Think about what your area may have missed out on over the years of this undemocratic process at City Hall. Well, that ends on October 27th. Thank you.